Okay, first question in English, please.
What type of expectation?
You feel any different sitting
How do you
there
assess
now?
your physical conditions?
Particularly Serena, who we haven't seen in action.
How long do you think you've had this
How are
condition?
you feeling kind of this year?
So why?
I feel like when you step onto the court,
How's the body today?
the confidence that give you going into a Grand Slam.
Closing the roof tomorrow, given it's going to be 37.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
I like the fact that the players, in particular, at this time of year, are all upbeat. They're all happy. They're full of hope for a good year. That's why they call it the Happy Slam. It really does work like that.
There's so many things for me to love about this sport that I will never tire from it.
I'm a tennis player and I feel like I'm an artist, and if I'm doing something, I want someone to look at it. So that's why I love playing on the big court, against big players with a lot of people watching, because I really love it.
Sacrifice, dedication. Your life is very different than everybody else's.
You know, of course, the opportunity to do what I love doing for a living. The competition of one-on-one sport is so special.
You have to go to sleep at certain times, you have to eat a certain way.
The fans are cheering for you. That's the moment for what you are doing. All the work on the practice courts, on the gym, that's always the motivation for me.
You can see how many hours they stay on the court, they stay on the gym. They're working so hard, even more than before.
It's a very different lifestyle. It's not easy, but at the end of the day, you are doing what you love, and when you have the results, it's basically all worth it in the end.
There's going to come a time where I'm not competing anymore on the tennis court, so I need to relish these moments as much as I possibly can, because they don't last forever.
Like, I think I can kind of get through this until Wimbledon. That is where I would like to. That's where I would like to stop playing. But I'm also not certain I'm able to do that.
He's the greatest player that Britain has ever produced. He's possibly the greatest sportsman Britain has ever produced.
I'd love competing and playing in the biggest tennis tournaments in front of great crowds.
I think it's fair to say this is no normal first round match here at the Australian Open in 2019.
To compete against the guys that I have, some of the best players of all time, and I played against all of them many times in the biggest tournaments. And managed to get a few wins against him along the way, so it's been all right.
It must have been a very long couple of years for him now. I mean, it hits us top guys hard, because we know Andy very well. He's a good guy and Hall of Famer legend.
I will carry beautiful memories from the court and off the court as well.
We all, and perhaps Andy himself, have been in a bit of denial about his future and his prospects of being able to come back to where he was, but somehow we're all still in shock.
Roberto Bautista had good moves, ahead by 2 sets to love here.
You really feel for him because you know what he's put into his tennis over the years. Such an amazing fighter, battled all the way through and came out with an incredible career.
In the most extraordinary fashion, Andy Murray takes the 3rd set here.
Today I knew that it was potentially the last match that I'd play. I don't care if I damage my hip anymore in the match, so it's a bit easier to deal with the pain.
The impossible is looking distinctly possible.
I was emotional at that moment. I don't think I've had that before in any matches. Yeah, look, it was brilliant, and the atmosphere of the whole match was amazing.
Emotions very close to the surface.
I think a lot of people in sport will take a lot from him. They'll learn a lot from him and look at how he really maximised himself to become the best he could be.
A colossal match that had everything. This man, as always, left nothing on the table.
I literally gave everything that I had on the court and performed a lot better than what I should have done. So I'd be okay with that being my last match.
Well, it's always great to come back here. It's a nice tournament, and with the great memories from last year, it's even better.
For me, I'm happy every time I come here.
Not too many players get to say they can play an event like this in their own country.
The support I've been getting has been amazing, and it just makes you want to go out there, compete and have fun.
It's the happy slam, it's the happy country, so I'm excited to be back.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's tremendous.
Oh, she's done it! Putting on a show here. Some of this shot making has been incredible.
There is the master at work. Skill beyond normality. That is just about the point of the championship so far.
A smile of pride. Time will tell whether we get to see a little more.
Now it looks like the rain's coming down a little bit harder. For the safety of the players, they're going to just pause for a second.
There's a young generation coming up, next gen, that are very tall, strong players, and things are changing a bit in tennis. And I, alongside Nadal, Federer, the tough guys, we're all trying to work not just harder, but smarter than other guys.
Got there and delivered.
It's a race as well, in a way, Who's going to improve more, who's going to stay more determined to be the best player in the world.
That's just some of the antics that we're so used to seeing.
What a point. Magnificent.
That is a gutsy performance from Elena Svitolina.
A massive step forward in this young man's career.
What a high level that was from both ladies.
One of the most dramatic matches we've had at the Australian Open this year.
The crowd were unbelievable. I've never quite played in Rod Laver when it's been that full.
It's also been good having Ash Barty leading the Australian Hope. When you have a home player doing well in a Grand Slam, it really boosts the interest in the city. Everyone is watching it on TV, listening on radio.
Everybody loves tennis here. I mean, everybody's watching, everybody cares, everybody knows who all the players are.
I think part of the reason for the big attendance is that it's so much bigger an arena, and it's so much more of a people's festival rather than just a tennis tournament.
Australian tennis is what we're here for. We just care about Kimberley and we're going to get around her.
Half of Greece is in there and Stefanos Tsitsipas is playing and he's going to win.
We all know that Greeks were a little bit more outgoing and, we like to show our emotions. It's really nice to go out there and feel, all this support. I mean, it gives you a lot of power.
They're very loud. They really want it more than me sometimes.
The biggest thing is just the matches are incredibly competitive. I feel like everyone is competing really hard and everyone has a chance on the men's side and the women's side.
Oh, boy!
It's been really fun to watch. I have 4 screens going at all times so I can watch all of it.
It's been amazing to see Francis Tiafoe getting all the way through to the quarterfinals. That's a great story. Leaves it all out there on the court. You can see how charismatic he is.
Francis Tiafoe celebrates his 21st birthday.
We talk an awful lot about changing of the guard, about the passing of the baton.
I think it's exciting to see when you have a young generation starting to come up and challenge the top players.
It's the biggest win of Danielle Collins' career.
I think the biggest shock was Kerber losing to Collins, because Kerber had won their previous meeting. She looked pretty good at the start of the season.
It's normal. It's a cycle of life, and that's how things happen. You've got a new generation coming in, and the older generation's going to be retiring soon, and so that's just how it goes, really.
It's not always easy. I have massive regrets, tonight.
I could have cracked at any moment, but I didn't because I really wanted it bad. I mean, my idol today became pretty much my rival. That mental toughness helped a lot. It could have been a different match if I wouldn't stand that pressure.
There are very, very close calls and there's a lot at stake.
Well, he
whips a forehand winner past Federer, and we are at a set apiece.
I mean, we all know who Roger Federer is and what he has done in tennis.
I see him definitely being high up in the game for a long time.
A seismic shift now as he takes a 2-1 lead.
Magnificent!
From the very beginning, that's very important to keep that mindset when you're on the court, to go in and believe in yourself, believe in your capabilities, what you have, your abilities as a player.
Stefanos the Great. It's a watershed moment in his career.
Just happiness, pure happiness. And that moment is definitely something that I will never, ever, ever forget.
First week is a lot of people, a lot of noise, a lot of matches. Second week comes around, all of a sudden there's a lot less people. And you start to feel like more and more, not the anxiety, but like it's the pressure of each match just gets more and more important. Things are getting more serious.
If you want to hear the gossip, it's like, I'm not the one. Like, I'm sorry.
My body is close to perfection right now. It just looked so good because I'm standing next to you right now, so I just thought I'd mention it.
Really? It's a Serena Tard.
Do you think I've changed? When I sit here, it's like you guys aren't real people.
I've enjoyed writing about Naomi Osaka. She's just so honest, says a lot of funny stuff.
Some shot.
And tennis is great. She's gone from being the hunter to the hunted, but she's handling it well.
Coping with the pressure for me, it's never really been an outside thing. It's always been an internal. I think I put more pressure on myself than other people do.
I've seen a very animated Osaka today.
I have to just tell her that, you know, grass is green, water flows, and everything is all right sometimes.
There's an inner peace, like I can tap into sometimes during my matches, and it's kind of hard to get to, but once I'm there, nothing can really bother me.
What a way to move on through to the semi-finals. Just a real powerhouse display.
For me, I love Grand Slams. They're the places that I do the best. And especially now that I've won a Grand Slam and I feel like I want to win another one, and I'm so close and I just want to keep going.
It's going to be really interesting to see how Serena Williams goes all the way through the tournament, because she's still the one to beat. She's chasing history.
She's fitter than she was at the end of last year. She's playing well. She's even more determined, more focused.
She's an incredible competitor and just hates to lose so much.
It's going to be fascinating to see if she can cope with the pressure as she gets closer and closer to the line of equaling Margaret Court.
No, the footfall on match point.
Oh, she's made it.
2 more match points. It's match point number 4. And she's going to need a 5th if she's going to see off Pliskova. Just when you think you've seen it all. Five games in a row from 5-1 down for Pliskova. She'll serve for the match. Pliskova produces the performance of a lifetime. She can scarcely believe it, as can all of we.
Carolina literally played lights out, starting 5-1, 40-30. I don't think it had anything to do with my ankle, per se. I just think she was just nailing and hitting shots. And I made some mistakes. But it's a good learning experience to know the next time that I have match point, like, okay, just like go bananas on it.
You've got Petra Kvitova, who if she wins, I think that would be the story of tennis over the last decade, given what she's been through.
For us, it's just amazing. 2 years ago, we didn't know what it's going to be. Nobody can tell us the best thing to do with her, but she was so strong mentally, and she tell us, don't worry guys, I will come back and I will be strong.
dominant display in the end from Petra Kvitova, and she moves through to the final of the Australian Open.
Did you ever doubt, did you ever lose belief that you would be back in this moment?
Like a dream for me. It's great that I didn't give up, and I was still believing and playing and training and working pretty hard to be back.
Well, I think the big stories are going to be the fact that the same guys are going to win it.
Djokovic was my pick at the start of the tournament. I mean, that guy in 5 sets is just brutal to play against.
Djokovic #1 seed, Nadal looking incredibly strong.
I was expecting Nadal to be less robust than he looks like he is. Nadal has proved himself to have got his judgment right. The first 2 sets against Birdie were outstanding. So I actually think that Nadal has been the most impressive performer.
Those guys are going to take some stopping. You have to almost certainly have to beat 2 of them to win a Grand Slam.
It felt like a different dimension of tennis completely. He plays different game style than the rest of the players. I don't know, I'm trying to understand, but I cannot find an explanation for that.
And the master says to the apprentice, it's not your time just yet. Rafa is in the Australian Open final again.
I am doing a lot of things well. I can't complain much, and I am just focused on trying to keep doing the things that I am doing, and then expect to have one of that special days.
It's special, it always is a major final, but this has so much more to it as well.
To be able to play a Grand Slam final for her was the dream.
I loved playing tennis, and of course it's about the Grand Slams and about the titles.
Well, I believe also that you need to treat like every day like it is a different one, just because it's the finals, you shouldn't be doing something else that you're not used to, so that's why we have our routine, just little pieces putting together and everything coming together at the right time.
This finals comes at the right time for both of us, and we can promise one thing, and that's knowing both of us that we're going to give absolutely everything out on the court.
Of course, he's going to be nervous, he feels pressure, but we believe that Novak feels that as well.
Every week there is only one winner, the rest, everybody loses.
Whoever wins will not only collect their first Australian Open title, but will become the best female player on the planet.
Now her dream is here, and just play final and enjoy the match, and the better player wins. That's it.
From Japan, Naomi Osaka.
She's going to try to serve big, she's going to try to go for everything and take that victory.
All eyes, though, inside the Rod Laver Arena as the women's final gets underway. Naomi Osaka, she was born for these occasions.
She's a really big player, as she showed on the results winning US Open.
Different location, different opponent, but some things remain the same. Osaka is set up in a major final.
I really fight back in the second set. I'm proud of myself in that case.
That's an impressive start to the second set. She looks more than likely to be a double major winner at this stage. 3 championship points. Scintillating way to save the first one for Kvitova. Well, what a different complexion on this match right now. She's trying to block out the noise from the crowd there, Osaka. And out of nowhere, Kvitova, with her back firmly against the wall, the great champion produces a wonderful returning game. This is unbelievable. The comeback complete for the Czech superstar. A 1-set shootout, not only for the Australian Open title, but for the world #1 spot as well.
What a match. Just privileged to sit up here and watch these 2 women fight it out.
In the 3rd set of my match today, I literally just tried to turn off all my feelings. I just did what I've been practicing my whole life in a way, and I didn't waste any energy reacting too much.
What a privilege to be here to watch this. 3 more championship points
I'm just proud of her, like really proud of her. Being here deservingly so in the finals and, you know, hopefully being the #1 in the world, it gets me emotional.
Naomi Osaka is the Australian Open champion. She is the new world #1, and she simply has the world at her feet.
Yeah, it's painful. I don't know how long it will take me to get over it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Australian Open Women's Singles Champion for 2019, Naomi Osaka.
Like, I had dreams that I would win this tournament, you know? For me, Grand Slams is something that you dream about playing as a kid, and I don't ever want to waste this opportunity.
Heart, Rafa, head, Novak.
Both these players have had dips.
I think they're both nervous.
It'll depend on the body.
Torn.
Djokovic is a slight edge.
It's great that these two champions have come through.
53rd meeting. I have no idea what's going to separate them.
A rivalry that we're going to be talking about for the ages.
From Spain, Rafael Nadal.
Let's talk about Rafa Nadal. He's been on absolute fire this tournament. Some of the best tennis we've ever seen.
So I think it'll come down to somebody just playing the big points a little bit better.
Let's see if Novak can come away with the #7.
Conditions ideal for this men's singles final.
And there is so much history on the line this evening here in Melbourne.
I think I was playing great during both weeks in offensive positions. Well, very well, I think.
Is there anybody that imbalances Nadal more than Novak?
Nadal always brings huge intensity to the court.
When he's playing that way, I think I needed something else.
Picture perfect setting, although the scoreboard certainly not looking picture perfect for Nadal right now.
I am not new on this. I know these kind of things happens.
And it's Djokovic who draws first blood in the second set.
I have been playing against a player that was at the highest level possible, in my opinion.
Novak's masterpiece continues to gather pace. Oh my goodness.
It's been an annihilation this evening. There's no other word.
I'm aware that making history, you know, of the sport that I truly love is something special, and of course it motivates me.
Djokovic's journey ends with a historic 7th Australian Open title.
One player did almost everything better than you. You can't complain much.
Please welcome the champion of the Australian Open for 2019, Novak Djokovic.
It's summertime in Australia. It's a great vibe, and I can feel it in every corner in this city. You know, people appreciate and respect tennis players, and for us it's a huge honor and pleasure to perform in front of you. Can't wait to come back here next year. Very grateful for this experience. Thank you very much.
Still haven't really had too much time to contemplate on everything that has happened, but I'm planning to do that.